What is going on, everybody? I am 1frog9, and you can find me streaming live on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. But the real question is, are you here for more Oddworld Soulstorm gameplay? Because I got 12 minutes of it for you right here. Brand spanking new. So, without further ado, why don't you say that we check it out? All right, let's hit it now.
Hi, I'm Lorne Lanning, creator of Oddworld, and this is an
Creator of
IGN
Oddworld,
exclusive
Lorne
Oddworld
Lanning.
Soulstorm level reveal. Old
Hell yeah.
Trellis.
Old Trellis. We're gonna go down to that
we wanted each level
old
to
Trellis.
begin with a greater sense of epic scale.
Let's see what we got
The
here.
camera system and a 2.9D system and more
All right.
graphics rendering capability than we'd had in the past.
I mean, I cannot really say anymore that this is just like, this looks amazing. I'm excited to get in here and get in the gameplay. Try to save all 1,000 Modokans. I'm going to be doing it live. We're going to get them all, man. At least I'm going to try to.
But we wanted to do it while sustaining the ability of the 2.5D.
Maybe we might be able to take down this Rupture Farm Gluckin gang.
In this case,
I forget what they call it, like a
rescue the Mudokans from a
cartel.
mine down
It's like a
that they're trying to get out of.
a Gluckin cartel. We're gonna take them down finally in
We
Soulstorm.
also wanted to increase the player's need and desire to explore more in the environments that we were hoping to make larger than levels in our previous games. And here,
Cool. We're a little bit of getting some items from the lockers. So lockers are probably going to be a huge source of crafting.
And so we kept it to what I would call crafting light.
Nice.
Which was intended to widen the range of ways that you could solve a puzzle.
Yeah.
And also give you a reward for the exploration and collecting that you had done. In this case, Abe has crafted a smoke screen, which essentially gives him a hide
I love
zone
smoke screens.
that he can place
I know I
anywhere
do. Anytime I'm in a game that has smoke screens, especially like shooting games, I love to throw around some smoke and confuse people.
At their base level, which means no
but not much shooting in this one, I don't think. At least coming from Abe. He might be when you're got a sling possessed.
Something more powerful. In this case, Abe is just getting a rock candy, and that's a base item that'll be leveled up later. But it gives him a offensive throwable that can at least knock characters unconscious if you hit them enough times.
Wow.
Here Abe finds his first follower from the old
rock candy is going to be like a core offensive item.
In Soulstorm, we added what we call slig poles, like a fire station where a slig can now actually go between levels. In this case, a slig is down below. He normally wouldn't have a firing range on you, but in waking him up,
look out! No,
speaking to
he did a straight up push. That was cool.
Pole. When he comes off the pole, he becomes deadly, and in this case, that gets Abe killed. And with our highly frequent degree,
you got to stay sneaky.
When Abe dies, he is born pretty close to the problem that whacked him. So now Abe's going to approach the problem again, but this time use the stealthier approach.
Oh man, you can bind up the sligs. What?
That we added another dimension to Abe's stealth ability, which is anytime you're stealthing
I didn't expect that.
His game speak will also be whispered. So you can game speak other characters in
whispering
mode,
game speak. That's cool.
To retain yourself at a sneaking pace. So to be used cautiously.
Sneaky, sneaky. I think this game. I don't think there's going to be a single problem with how this game launches. I'm probably going to eat those words, but let me readjust those words. There might be some hiccups, but I anticipate this is going to really go off without a hitch.
To choose a lethal or non-lethal option to deal with characters, not only through stealth, but
they got health bars. Interesting.
We have a way to neutralize them with our
okay. So
which would be better for Abe's
there's like a little sleep timer.
Is Kwarma, which is earned through the accumulation of his deeds. And here you'll see rock candy has a certain value, but you want to enhance upon that, so we enable that if you find, say, rubber bands, you're able to create bounces that are added that will
Interesting.
bounce. And you can use, it's kind of like pool, you can use angle degrees to bounce and stay in a safe zone while dealing with dangerous enemies without making yourself vulnerable to getting shot at.
Huh.
When choosing a non-lethal approach, it's usually
Those
the
little
character
flashing
sleeping, or
blue
you've knocked
lights.
them
Look out.
unconscious. You have the ability to bind them. You can loot them. In all of these, you have wake-up times, unconscious timeouts.
This is
things
exciting.
that are creating
Wake-up time, like,
pressures
that's
for you to try
just
to
the.
achieve
There's
a
just a
non-lethal
whole lot
approach
more
before
you
they
can
wake
do
up without getting your guys killed.
with
Essentially, ways
dealing
to
with the
increase
sligs. You can even
tension
throw
from
while
moment
you're.
by moment
What?
encountering with enemies.
Wow. I mean, this is like core basic game stuff, but like, I mean, not that I know a lot of games you can throw from a ledge, but either way, super cool. Saving the Medakins, not the Sligs. But that's interesting that you can do like a non-violent run. Or at least a non-lethal run. There's the bouncy, okay. All right. Took some money, some moolah. What is that, chant? Found one royal jelly. Okay. Once again. Very cool. That guy just needed one hit. I guess it's because it's hitting him in the back. Apprehender.
Now Abe's made it to the bottom of the level where he can get access to all of the laborers that he needs to rescue out of the caged up mine.
Cool.
And this he was separated from earlier in the story. But you'll see how our 2.9D is connecting. It's going from an optimal 2.5D playing path, and then it starts going into curve paths that are using the dimensional environment better, but the control system isn't changing at all. And that was quite a challenge for us to sort of sustain the classic playability, but get a lot more dimension into the cinematic look of the world and the sense of journey being.
I wonder if that was a save or we missed a whole area. It looked like there must be more in that door he went in.
Here is that you'll notice.
Oh, that's a whole bunch of
Modakins. In
Modakins.
the relationship of the camera, you know, where he is on screen, how big he is on screen, but the controls and the rest of the gameplay mechanics, they're all holding up consistently. And that was important, so we could change the sense of dimension and how big the environmental threat looked versus how personal and intimate.
Very interesting. So it definitely seems like a core mechanic for some of the more challenging areas.
The journey where you have to go into the mines and solve a problem so you can come out and let these guys free. So we're just cutting to the guys becoming free. But you'll see here how we wanted to get a lot more characters on
so
screen.
they did cut. So we didn't even see the inside of the mines
at any one time. And this meant a lot of efficiency challenges that we had to face in dealing with this number of characters. And also new challenge situations that made sense out of it. And you'll see we call the silos, which is a whole series of characters are going to climb up these ladders, your laborers that you're helping, and they just become brutally vulnerable, and you need to keep them safe during their climb, or it just goes very bad. It can reach the point where it's just raining down bodies. So it can be quite stressful. And, you know, we were a bit on the fence over, like, might that be a kind of intense, or might that be and we just kept on coming back to it's Oddworld, so it's kind of like we're expected to do something
challenges going.
That's this ridiculous in terms of saving guys in dire circumstances.
Yeah, keep the challenge up.
That's what you need to do. So now this is what we're going to see. This is the Modakins all have to climb to the top. And ideally, you know, save as many of them as you can before they get wiped out.
Yeah, we want to save them all.
And so your foreground strategy is
Mr. Lanning
is determining your glory or trauma that's happening in the background.
True. I mean, I would definitely start it with probably like a non-lethal good ending, and folks want to see some more, we'll try to go for a bad ending.
An extra defense to try and keep the climbers safe. So Abe's going to position them to both protect himself and defend his position, and use them to attack those that are attacking our climbers or attacking Abe. This is where we built in the capability to be able to get
explosive soda. Interesting.
Additional throwables you had crafted on your own. So Abe's looting, scavenging, pickpocketing, the things he
Nice.
collects and the things he crafts, eventually, as you get deeper into the game, you can start using those things to gift to your followers and build up a more powerful defensive or offensive force. As these
did we lose a guy?
are trying to make it to the next rest area that we call it, they're vulnerable.
Oh man, they're already dying.
Oh,
dude, I can't watch that. That's horrible.
And in the course of you,
this is intense.
Them, it's going to start setting off alarms, and those alarms are going to start spawning enemies out of guard towers to come out and try and stop these guys from making it all the way up to the train. Now,
man, he just punches
more difficult section, you get access to more core vending machine craftables that you can make into more powerful things that you're gifting, using both yourself and gifting to your crew. Now, this is just cutting to a later level, showing how this end boss situation escalates. As you get more powers in, things get more dangerous.
Okay, so they're just putting us in another area just to kind of cut away from where we were.
All your skills are against the clock. So as
just showing a little more advanced
the guys climbing, you only have the
stuff
ability to combat the threat in the foreground, but they have to reach the top of these enormous, tall ladders so that you can reach the train until you can save them. In the meantime, in your foreground layer that you're combating, there are other Mudokons that you'll use, as we saw in the other case, and as they power up and go with you, you're also saving them along the way. But the guys on the ladders, you can't save them until they reach the top. And that's where things just continually heat up. All your skills of what you've learned in combative play against the clock, where the slower you are and the worse you do, the worse the outcome for those trying to climb the ladders.
Definitely a challenge trying to understand what's happening as you have these foreground elements coming through, those sligs exploding. I like it. I always like a challenge, man. See what we got. We'll turn it back up here. Oops. Okay. So it's just a little showcase of those more advanced
back up
things.
Where we previously left off at Old Trellis, where Abe is still working to guide the Mudokons to the top of the ladder, where they can reach the train and join the rest of those followers that have already been saved. We see Abe rescuing more Mudokons, getting good karma for it, and now he's approaching the train. On the train is when you get your final tally. We have tally screens that show you, this is something new for Oddworld, but we're showing you much more of the achievements and the exploitations that you did or didn't take fully advantage of while you were playing. So you see what you missed. You are tempted to go back and find things that you missed, or choose to play it with an entirely different approach and get a different outcome of achievements. And these tallies are happening in every level throughout the game of Soulstorm.
Okay.
And of course, you can then post those times and share them to leaderboards along with all the achievements and all those scores.
Cool. Just updating the Oddworld for 2021 and beyond. Hell, I tell you what, folks, I gotta say that I am in. I am all the way in, ready to do some Oddworld Soulstorm. That's right. Find me live Thursdays at 11 a.m. and we're going to be starting Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, I am 1frog9. You are awesome. Come check me out. Much love. Peace.